Uh, First, Grand Rising, everyone. Um, Glad that you're here, that you have another opportunity to possibly change the narrative of your life or continue on a positive progress in the path that you've been on. I'm kind of nervous doing this because I've never done this like for social media or on social media. But typically, this would happen in instances where I'm directly talking or dealing with the person involved. And I don't want to give a distinct name, but I do feel like I know who it is. But I've been going through this process for about a month or two that I haven't had any dreams, which is, kind of odd being that I have them a lot and I can somewhat interpret them. Um, Not on some boogeyman type stuff, but just being understanding that some of the signs correlate to different things in life. And I really haven't had those episodes in the past few months. So I started fasting. I actually fast a lot. Sometimes 3-day fast, 7-day fast, or I can just go without particular things or situations for a few months just to gain clarity or strength or, even breakthroughs physically, emotionally, financially, whatever the case may be. So I've been on a water fast. And I just randomly up and wanted to go on a water fast. And I, 2 days ago, had a dream where I'm standing in a house with a bunch of people. From the faces that I saw, I could actually say we all know each other in some form or fashion. We're all connected to each other in some form or fashion. But we were in a house. There's a whole lot of us. And we were there due to a young woman that I know. She's kind of short, brown skin. And I know everybody has their different perspectives on skin tone, but I'm just going to say brown skin, not necessarily dark skin, but brown skin. And in some form or fashion, we were, from the dream, celebrating her and her spouse. I believe this is her spouse. But I don't believe the celebration was about that actual relationship. I believe all of us being in a room. I believe that all of us being in the room was actually symbolic of us being in her life or in her presence, in her energy in some sort. And at some point, the guy, he's kind of tall, looks like he may be kind of muscular. I'm not gonna say a real big dude, but he's not an average sized dude. He does have some weight on him or whatnot. And he made this grand announcement that kind of stopped the entire room. And slowly but for surely, everyone started disappearing. And when it happened, from our perception of dude, he kind of towered over a few people. His presence is kind of intimidating from a standpoint. And for sure he towers over her because at some point they start talking. But as he expressed whatever frustration it was, people started leaving the room, and before you know it, we were still there, but we were not in the actual area that we were just standing in, which I believe may have been some form of her separating herself from people that she knows or that she's around due to what could be respect, but what also felt and looked like fear of her spouse. And his presentation of it was kind of passive, but you could feel the energy and you could see it in his demeanor that he was upset about something. He was angry, was aggressive, felt like an authority type figure. Because everybody just, oh Lord, hey, we might not need to be here. that was kind of the reaction of everyone. And it was a particular guy that he stood over and spooked the shit out of dude. I'm not gonna lie, scared the hell out of him. The dude popped up and moved around, but um, when he started vocalizing whatever frustration it was that he had, he approached her. And she was standing in the kitchen, kind of looked like an island type kitchen. I'm not just too sure on the exact way that it was set up, but I could see the separation of the sink and the counter area between her and him. And she stood with her back towards the cabinets on the same side that the refrigerator was on. And when he approached her, you ever been in a conversation with someone and they tell you something and they throw their head back like, I can't believe, or what in the fuck, or just, it was something that he said and he looked up and then he started looking at her and talking with his hands. And her means of separation was for her safety, but down inside, she didn't know where this was actually gonna go. And I think at times she has these thoughts that he may just help out and hurt her in some form or fashion. And not necessarily that she's scared, but she feels that she's in this situation is kind of, I'm not gonna say like being stuck in a relationship, but stuck to the energy that comes with the person that you deal with, even while trying to figure out a form of separation or how to change what's going on. But spiritually, she may feel, I'm just gonna say trapped. That's the best way I can explain it right now. And she's trying to figure some things out. And as he was talking to her and getting closer to her, I felt it. And I saw it right before I woke up, that he was about to, I guess you could say, harm her or restrain her in some form or fashion. And as I stated, I can't say exactly who she is, even if I do have a thought of who it is, because I don't want to make the wrong judgment as in saying, hey, it's you, when it's not necessarily her. It could be someone else. But I do know that person that she is knows me, and she knows other people that know me as well. We all knew each other in some form or fashion. And like I said, the dude's kind of tall, not just a bodybuilder type, but he does have some type of size on him. You know, he is bigger than the average dude. And he's kind of caramel complected. I'm not gonna say light skinned, but he's lighter than her. And it just felt that spiritually she's been praying. I can't say if it's to God or Allah. I'm not big on judging people's religious preference, because I know religion, whether Christianity, Islam, Judaism, and other religions and things like that, is the glorification of man and not just truly spirituality. Is more of an allegory or an esoteric place or storyline that does fit life experiences in some form or fashion. So I'm gonna say that she's been praying to what she considers her creator, her God, or her spirituality that she's in tune with, and trying to figure some things out. And she's at a point where she needs a breakthrough. I'm not sure if the breakthrough is from this particular person, or is it financially, is it career-wise, but it's something. And she's kind of trying her best to rest in it in order to not panic or lose herself. But I do want to tell you, whenever you see this, it will be relative to how you feel at that point in time, that you are protected. And though you may feel as though you made a mistake or you took on too much, you will make it through. But I also have to tell you that if you do feel like you need help figuring things out, it won't happen until you express it to others. Because no one can fight that battle with you or walk through that path with you if you don't talk about it. And as I stated, I don't do this on social media. And anyone that knows me in my personal life, like actually knows me, is Keltwon. Not Glock, not nephew, not gutter, none of that shit, but has actually been a part of my life, knows that I don't have these dreams and visions for no reason. I've told people to say certain prayers and things have turned out in their favor. I've told people certain visions in mid-conversation that had nothing to do with our topic, and those situations came to fruition. I've been in a state of dreaming, and I could speak on a dream that's been relative to someone else, and they could just start crying because they were even told that, hey, you're going to receive this, or someone's going to come to you with this or that, and it's going to open your eyes or change your perspective or give you a warning ahead of time of what is to come. And that's why I said I don't do this on social media, because it's always been a personal experience. But with me not being in the presence or in the space with this person, I wouldn't be able to say it. And I battled with myself this morning I battled with myself yesterday about even doing this. But one thing I have learned is if I'm told or shown something, if I don't express it, it's gonna fall back on me. So now I am here letting you know that you are protected, and that no matter what goes on, never lose sight of self. Never lose sight of who you are. Never let somebody break the spirit that is inside of you. And as I stated, you have to reach out to others in order to get the situation corrected or to get the actual help and response that you need. So me doing this right now, even like I said, I felt self-conscious about doing it because I know not everyone receives the gifts of the spiritual realm. A lot of people say that they're spiritual but don't really understand what that inclines. And not everyone receives the gift of being spiritual and seeing and hearing things and understanding the energies around them, because they may not have the knowledge to decipher it, or they may not just have the gift to be in that realm, but they may speak as though they are. And I'm not here to judge anybody's position with that. But I do know that in spirit, I see, hear, and feel a lot of things. And that's something I can't run from. And I've been in the knowing of this since 2012, after an episode of me almost dying from smoking. And there was some prayers that were put over my life, but there was a particular person. I'm not gonna advise anyone on who it was, but she also prayed over my life. And she told me some things that I didn't necessarily understand, but she reminded me that I went through some things that I saw that I couldn't explain, but it was a gift that was given to me from my grandmother, and that there's more power to that gift than I will ever understand, and there's more to come. And I was tested, as she stated I would be, twice, 6 months apart within that same year. And I've never been able to, guess you could say, put the blindfold or the glasses over what I actually experienced during these times. So, like I said, it makes me somewhat self-conscious, because I know people ridicule you if they don't understand or if they don't possess the same traits or attributes or gifts that were blessed or given to you through life experiences and through others in certain manifesting type ways. And, if you try to explain it to someone who doesn't inherit it, you could be ridiculed, you could be judged, you could be talked about, and things of that nature. But eventually you have to own and accept who you are and stand in it. You have to take your position and, be comfortable in that position, because to every position is opposition, which is opposed position. So I'm giving you this, and as I stated, hopefully you see this in a timely fashion and that it helps you. Outside of that, man, keep God first, keep it rolling, whether that's God in you, God in the sky. As I stated also, I'm not into debating with people on how they believe, but be mindful that help is near, and whatever that you're seeking will come, but you first have to express it. So keep God first, keep it rolling, cuz I love all y'all, and I hope you all have a great day.